Leave this place, wizard. This is my dungeon. You will not survive.
Alright, hey YouTube, welcome to the next part of the Wizard101 walkthrough. So last part we left off, we're basically done with Hametsu slash Tataki outpost. So all we have left is the Crimson Fields. Then we'll be heading on out of here. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. I'll put the whole Crimson Fields in this one video. So there you go. First off, we got to talk to this guy right here.
Samurai Sojiro sent you. I welcome your help. You must defeat the war Oni and recover the Emperor's sword. We have been waiting for you. If you would honor the general with your presence, please take this to him in the fort.
Alright, so we have to take this to the general that's waiting for us in the fort. God, his name is Rikuguin Mikawa. Wow, I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing that. So obviously this video is pretty long. It's over 35 minutes, so you know it's gonna take a while. It's actually not that bad considering this is a solo Crimson Fields. And what you want to do, by the way, if you want to defeat the whole Crimson Fields, is raise all these banners. Because if you raise all these banners, something really cool will happen later on in the quest line in Crimson Fields. So make sure though you do this as soon as you get into this main area, just so you won't forget to do it later. I'm not sure exactly how many flags are there. I'm gonna guess there's like 5 or something. But these are all the locations for them. Go ahead and get all those done. I believe that's all of the flags. So let's go ahead and talk to the general guy here, Rikuguin Mikawa, and see what he has to say about this.
Ah, so you've come for His Imperial Majesty's sword. I assure you, you won't leave here without it. Warlord Katsumori is preparing a counterattack. If we don't prepare our defenses, he could reclaim the village and outpost you worked so hard to free. We must rebuild our barricades. While my men hold the line, gather wood from the piles near here. We will put it to good use.
Alright, so he wants us to go ahead and gather some wood piles so we could get some barricades going. So they're laying basically all around this main area here. They shouldn't be having any problem finding 8 of these, so it's already 2 right there. And I do think they respawn, if I am correct. I'm not completely positive on that, but I believe the wood piles do respawn in just a matter of time. But you really, it doesn't matter. It's not like there's a scarcity of them or anything. You just go ahead and pick them up. Number 6 right there. I think yeah, you saw one right there in the corner. I don't know why I'm not getting those right there. Okay, I guess I saw a wooden chest. Interesting. Here's number 7. Oh, I think right here we should check in to make sure all the flags are up, right? Alright, and there's number 8. So, yeah, I did get all the flags up. I believe there's, what, 4? If I'm correct, 4 flags, maybe 5. But, nevertheless, let's go talk back to the general, tell him we got the wood for the barricades. And, yep.
You have more than fulfilled your duty. Your willingness to help honors me, wizard. Rebuild the barricades along the edge of the fort with this wood. As you strengthen our defenses, you strengthen our chances against Warlord Katsumori.
Now we have to go ahead and set some barricades in. These things are just hilarious. Like, what kind of barricades are this? They don't even, like, look. Just you just go around it. Alright then. Not really much of a barricades, but yeah, let's go ahead and tell them we did that.
Your work, though it was humble, has immense value. I don't know why Warlord Katsumori has attacked, nor do I care. All I know is never to underestimate Warlord Katsumori. By His Imperial Majesty's throne, Warlord Katsumori knew we would rebuild the barricades here, so he attacked our scout towers. I am a fool. He himself taught me to strengthen defenses before every battle. He counted on me to follow my training. Fortunately, we turned back his attack, but not before his forces had chased my scouts into the forest. Find the scouts so we can keep watch on Warlord Katsumori's movements.
Alright, so now we gotta go ahead and locate these scouts, and I cut ahead to them because they're a nice long walk. Always mark the location there so you won't have to walk all the way back. So I have to talk to Nayo, I believe that's his name. And I go ahead and cut the head of him and see what he has to say.
It is safe to return? Thank you, revered wizard. I will return to my post.
Alright, no problem. Now you have to go ahead and talk to Sequoia Long, and I cut ahead to him as well.
Orders from Rikugon. Thank you, esteemed wizard. I will return to my post.
Alright, and that's it. There's only 2 scouts that you need to talk to. We had the location marked. So let's go ahead and tell the general we got his scouts back.
The scouts have begun reporting to me. Thank you. I am ashamed that I played into Warlord Katsumori's hands. Without you, much more would have been lost. My first duty is to His Imperial Majesty, but my second duty is to the land. The spirits of the earth have called for help, and we must answer. My men are getting into battle position. Could you speak with Bricktop, the Colossus nearby? If you can help, it would honor both the Emperor and the land.
Alright, so now this guy wants to speak to Bricktop, the Colossus nearby. These are the scouts. I believe they are flanking each other. So one on the right, one on the left. So here is Bricktop. Let's see what he has to say.
You have come in our hour of need. The trolls have taken our sacred stone. Losing it weakens us. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Win the stone from the troll called Grom Foultooth, and we can fight.
Alright, so now we have to go ahead and take care of Grom Foultooth. And to go ahead and collect back our sacred stone, I go ahead and cut ahead to him. He is located in this little area. It's a Black Lotus chest that I don't bother picking up. But yeah, let's go ahead inside to Grom Foultooth.
Grom like war. Grom make war with you and win.
Okay there, Grom. You keep talking. And I'm gonna beat your butt. And go ahead and collect the sacred stone. So, yeah. Now Grom Foultooth has, a couple interesting drops. He does drop a troll pet. So this is the other boss back when we fought Sergeant, I believe. What was his name? Yeah, Sergeant Brewstock. He dropped a troll pet as well. So these 2 bosses both drop it. Obviously, if you want the pet, go farm this Sergeant guy because you don't have to go through, like half the dungeon to get to him. So, yeah, there's that. And he also drops the Temple Guardian statue. And this is a, since I was a statue collector, this is one I obviously wanted to get. And I eventually got it. And, it didn't take me too long, but it wasn't really like I got it in 5 battles. So, the biggest part about farming for the statue, and he is the only boss to drop it. It's not even available in crown packs or anything. So, is that you do have to complete, the running around, talking to the scouts, and all that. So it could get, a tad bit annoying doing that, and it really did. So, thankfully you don't really have to fight anything. You don't have to fight a boss to get to this guy. So I was one positive, but again, talking to the scouts, gathering the wood piles, setting the barricades, etc., etc. So it was nice when I finally ended up getting the statue from him. As far as anything else, no interesting drops. So mainly it's the pet and the what's it called? The pet and the statue. He does have 1550 HP. He is accompanied by the troll mercenaries, which are really easy. He does not have weakness, but he does have Black Mantle, so if you see him casting a balance spell, it is a Black Mantle. Does obviously have Storm Shield, and so on and so forth. I think I go ahead and take care of him right here, I'm not sure. I have a Blade and a Feint on Skeletal Pirate. And, oh, so close. But yeah, I know I haven't uploaded a video in just over a week now. And I've been just having a couple, not a couple, but a lot of problems with our, internet service and everything. And I'll go in detail more exactly what's going on and stuff a little bit later, as well. I'll also have a little discussion about the Test Realm, because that just recently came out, and you get to hear my thoughts and opinions on that, as this wand attack will go ahead and finish this Grum guy off. Unfortunately, I do not get a pet or statue, but that is perfectly fine. We get the Band of Hope. whatever. We got the Sacred Stone. Now we have to go ahead and talk to Bricktop and let him know that we got the stone. But before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some health orbs and stuff. That's cool thing about this dungeon is that there are, life wisps around. So even if you do get, hit a little bit, you can always just get some of those red orbs and you're good to go.
You have the Sacred Stone. Use the stone on the 2 cairns outside the fort for victory over your enemy.
Alright, so what he wants us to do now is just use these, put these stones in this cairns? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Defend this path, wizard. None shall pass.
And now it go ahead and summons like Bricktop's twin or cousin, I don't know. So there's only 2 of them. Well, there's one on that side and there's one all the way here at the beginning to this little village area here that you have to put. Here it is.
I will defend this path, wizard. None shall pass.
That's great to know that nobody shall pass. Not that anyone was going here in the first place. Anyways, no, now we have to go ahead and talk to Bricktop, let him know that we did put his cousins in the correct position. So yeah, let's see what he has to say.
Thank you, living creature. We will fight against your enemy. Tell Rikugan.
Now I have to tell Rikugan, like, apparently that's how you pronounce it. Thanks, Bricktop. And Lost Pages has ended, whatever. So yeah, let's talk to Rikugan.
I see that the Earth itself has joined our fight. We would not have found such strong allies without you. Thank you, wizard.
So, you have raised the banners for the Emperor. Looks like I'll have to teach you who to respect around here.
My scouts have reported that Warlord Katsumori is moving his troops back. But he taught me too well. He is trying to trick us and intends to attack at once. You can turn the tide of battle. Defeat those forces attacking at the front and we can claim victory today. For His Imperial Majesty!
Alright, so now what we have to do is defeat 10 of the battlefield guys, 10 of these guys right here, which is a nice amount. But the reason why I raised those banners, if you saw, there's a guy called Yakito talking, and if you don't raise all the banners, he won't appear. It's actually a secret boss, and as you all know, secret bosses have a ton of health, and this one is no exception. So if you are soloing this, get your deck ready. If you're death, have a nice amount of feints, blades, heals, especially heals at this point. So there is that. Just a little background info before we go into the battle with him. He has 5,000 health. He does have also weakness and ice shield, so if you're soloing this with an ice, it might be a little tricky if he does cast that ice shield in an opportune time. Obviously, he has a ton of interesting drops, which we'll go over as soon as we enter this battle, and also a minion will join him later on, one of these battlefield guys. But yeah, 5,000 HP, fire boss. He does have spells like Firezilla, Colossus, and Elephant, so definitely watch out for those. He also has Smoke Screen, which is minus 40% accuracy, but it will cost him a pip. You see right there, he starts off with a weakness. Let's go over his interesting drops. So he drops 2 pets. He drops a Death Ninja Pig, which in my opinion is a really cool pet. I actually got this on my main account on my Death Wizard. I trained it up to Epic, Epic, yeah. And it's pretty cool. It's a really nice death pet, so go ahead and pick that up. He also drops a diseased wild claw. And this pet, it's alright. It's not too good. Here's another death pet. It only has 35 pedigree though, and it is a crown pet. It's available for 2,095 crowns. I don't think it's not worth it unless you are a pet collector. As far as housing items, he does drop a Professor Wu self-portrait. They have self-portraits for a lot of the professors. This is for Professor Wu, the life one. It's only 380 crowns, but still, I guess you'll be saving 380 if you do decide to fight this guy, so... he does have a nice amount of housing drops, though, so go check him out if you're interested in any of them. He also drops a dagger, the Bodkin of the Hardy, which is another crown item. It is only 595 crowns, and all it really does, it just gives you one sprite item card, so it's pretty bad, but it is a crown item nonetheless. And he also drops another crown ring. It drops the Invigorating Signet. It is also pretty bad. It's 595 crowns and only does give you 225 HP. So there's that. Now, the main reason people farm him for, believe it or not, is not even for the crown items or the pets. It's actually because of his hats. He drops these cool, you know, symbolic hats with the skull symbol, like his hypothetical helm is a myth hat for level 35 up. People farm this guy to get those hats and then eventually stitch them. So that's why he's probably farmed for the most. Some of his hats and other stuff. So yeah, but that's basically it. Like I said, you have to raise all the banners, and there's 4 of them, not 5. So there's 4. So yeah, 4 banners before you get this battlefield quest. So if you get this battlefield quest and you didn't raise the banners, unfortunately you're too late. You got to restart the dungeon. So right here, go take out a minion. A minion will join. So yeah. Alright, so let's get to the topics at hand. Let's first explain why there hasn't been any videos for the past, week plus. I've been having major internet problems. First thing is, when I got my internet upgraded, they gave us a new box, and that box, it's like an all-in-one. So it's a modem, a router, and telephone, all in one. Our first major problem was the Wi-Fi on it wasn't working, so it wasn't giving a Wi-Fi signal. The problem, and at first we're like, whatever, it wasn't too bad because we don't use Wi-Fi too much. We do have a couple laptops, but no one really uses them, and all our other devices are practically wired, so it's, it wasn't too big of a problem. And then one day we had problems with the phone, and what would happen is you'd get a dial tone, but you try to call somebody, and when they pick up, they wouldn't hear what you're saying, so your voice would not, the signal wouldn't get sent. And that became a huge problem. Obviously now you don't have a house phone because you can't talk to, you can't talk to anybody because no one can hear you. So and this started basically practically last week. And another thing that happened was that I started experiencing really weird, internet, even the wired devices, just like every 10 seconds, my ping would spike, or my down on upload speeds would drop to 0.5, just a really low amount. So if I try to upload a video, normally like a 20-minute video is around 40 minutes to upload. It'll start at 40 and then it'll spike to like 400 minutes or 500 minutes remaining, and I'm like, what the hell? So I couldn't upload anything, just because the upload speeds are way too wacky, and then it'll take like half a day with the the constant spikes to go ahead and get a video up. So, and then yesterday, well, I'm making this video March 1st. I'm hoping to get it up today, no promises, obviously. By the time you see this, guys, whatever. I'm hoping to get it up today on March 1st. Probably, I'll have it up by tomorrow for sure, but whatever. So we ended up going and exchanging and getting a new box. And, wow. The problems just got worse and worse. So we get the new box, I set it up, everything seems fine. It's a cool little box, never heard of the company before, but everything seems to be working fine. All the lights, on the box, they light up as they should. I'm thinking, great, this problem should be solved. I go ahead and I try to open Google. It takes like, a minute for it to open Google. I'm like, something's not right. I go to speed test, and for some reason we're getting like 0.3 download. you know, it was just some incredibly low amount. It wouldn't even get to the upload because it would just disconnect. So I'm like, well, maybe you should, you know, it's the first boot. The modem / router is just getting used to it. So I go ahead and you know, I give it a couple minutes. I try again, and it's the exact same thing. So I unplug it. I restart the thing. It worked a little better, but still it was bad. I did a speed test. Now I get like 3 download. And our plan is 50 to 5, so 50 down, 5 up. So I'm like, something's wrong. And then we try using the phone, and there's not even a dial tone on it. And look at that fire zilla right there. Boom, we get down to 540 HP, so really close battle here. What I do here, I do get off the skeleton pirate, and this will finish him off, I believe. But anyways, like I was saying, so yeah, the phone didn't even have a dial tone, and right there, look, we get the myth helm that everybody wants. So right here, I can't equip it, obviously. I'm not myth, but this is one of the things that everybody wants from this guy, and I was pretty happy to get it because I do have a myth on this account. I haven't used it in like a couple of years, but that'll be nice to pass it down. Right here, that's how it looks. So you can see it looks really nice. A lot of people want it. They stitch it on, change the colors and all that. So unfortunately, Yakido does not count as one of the guys on the battlefield himself. So you'll only get 1 battlefield out of 10, which makes it really awkward because now you have an odd number. So if you're soloing this, it's pretty bad. Now, another thing about this part of the quest, it's feeding 10 battlefields. So you go in here with 4 people, and say all of you guys go into the same battle for this battlefield quest. So it'll be 4 of you and 4 of the enemies. What it'll do is it'll actually count as 2 per person. So actually 4 per person. So like you'll have in total, it'll count as you defeated 16 battlefields. So if you go in with what's it called, 4 people, you will complete this battle in 1 quest. You will complete this quest in 1 battle. I said it backwards there. You complete the quest in 1 battle, because what it'll do for each person, it'll count as 4 battlefield. So in total, it'll be 16 in order to complete the quest. If you go in with 3, unfortunately, you'll end up with 9. I mean, no. If you go in with 3, that'll also complete the quest. I'm sorry. If you go in with 2 people, you'll have 6. And if you go in with 1 person, obviously it'll just count each mob here as 1. So basically, if you go in with 3 to 4 people and you only join 1 battle, not separate, but 1 battle, you will complete it in that 1 battle, provided that there is enough enemies to join the circle. So right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the vampire out and take care of this pig. Actually, no, I don't take care. I was trying to see if I could kill him in 1 shot. I did not. He's gonna be left with like, 20 HP or something really low. 33, I think, or something like that. Thankfully, he does fizzle, so instead of wasting my time, I could just get the spawn attack off and go ahead and take care of him. Boom. So yeah, I'm gonna cut ahead all the rest of these battles because it's just really annoying and boring to watch. So yeah, so I'll cut ahead right here. I'm just showing you the last vampire that kills off this horse, and you can see that I have 101 mana. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna take care of this horse guy, get some HP back. Another good thing about death is obviously you attack and heal at the same time, and he is out of here. So now we go ahead and talk to Rikugun. I don't know. I forgot how to say it. Let's just go ahead and talk to him.
You've done it! Warlord Katsumori's forces are on the run. You have earned our unending respect today. My men have found a secret entrance into Warlord Katsumori's fortress. Now you can seize His Imperial Majesty's sword. Did you think I had forgotten? Once my sword was stolen, and I was lost. But a collector from Wizard City returned it to me. The sword is truly the spirit of the samurai. Enter Warlord Katsumori's fortress and win the sword. You will find a worthy foe in Warlord Katsumori. Or His Most Benevolent Majesty.
Alright, so now we have to go ahead and go to Warlord Katsumori and actually go through that door, which I don't know why I couldn't have gone there in the first place, but whatever. I guess they have to make it a dungeon and add some cool quests there. So yeah, now against the long walk, I leave it in here because it's kind of like, you know, the final walk before the final battle of the Crimson Fields. And here are these cool little areas, and usually there's cattails here. I don't think there was any this time, but what you want to do before you enter, if you need black lotuses or reagents, I don't know if I actually get one here, but always check the right side right here. Sometimes they have black lotuses over here. I know it's not as big as a problem because back when, you know, you could only get black lotuses in Mushu, and you know, and bosses didn't drop them, they weren't in card packs or anything. You know, everybody needed them. You know, it was the amber, you know, basically of back then. But there weren't any here, so that was quite unfortunate. But let's go ahead and talk to Katsumori here, confront him.
You have shown skill to reach me, but this is where your luck runs out.
Okay, apparently my luck runs out here. I would say so otherwise, but... So yeah, Katsumori. He is a fire boss, and he does have 1600 HP. He's accompanied by his Otomo Battle Mage, so... as far as interesting drops, Katsumori himself, nothing too good. He does drop a deck called Katsumori's deck, but it is auctionable. You won't find too many of them because obviously no one farms this guy. There's really no reason to either. He does have weakness, Black Mantle. He has the absorb spell, the Spirit Armor. Not sure why they gave him that. He has, you know, Elephant, Firezilla, the Fire Colossus, which is pointless if you have Elephant. But yeah, there's nothing too amazing, so no need to farm this guy really. Anyways, let's get back on to the story here. So yeah, we get the new box, and like I said, I noticed now the phone doesn't even have a dial tone, so I call the company that's Time Warner Cable. I call, you know, customer service because I was trying to fix it. You know, I'm pretty tech savvy, but it was just nothing was working. Apologize if you hear the phone. But what's it called? So yeah, I called Time Warner. Talked to one of their representatives, and they're like, all right, let me try resetting it for you. So this guy resets it for me. And for some reason the box, you know, I'm pretty sure most of you know your box have like these lights that are on it, and when they're blinking, that means, you know, they're just like, you know, setting up, you know, they're still booting up, and eventually they'll turn solid. And for some reason when he reset it, this thing was like for 20 minutes I was on the line with him and it would not turn solid. None of the lights. So he just like gave up, I guess, and he's like, alright, I'm gonna schedule an appointment for a technician to come over to you. So I'm like, alright, that's fine, whatever. So he schedules a technician. So I go ahead, you know, 5 minutes later, I'm like, you know, let me call back. Maybe I'll get someone else that'll have maybe some different advice or something. Call back and I get this other guy. And right here, take care of Katsumori.
Now face me as the War Oni. I will take you down with force you've never seen before.
Alright, so apparently Katsumori was just disguised as the War Oni. That's interesting. But yeah, now you have to defeat War Oni himself. And unlike Katsumori, War Oni does have a plethora of interesting drops. He drops two pets. So he drops a Firewing pet. Now this pet isn't really something you should farm for, simply because it's available for 2,000 gold. Yeah, that's enough said. His other pet though is the Magma Spider. This is a really cool pet. I love how it looks. It is a pretty bad pet, but only has 42 pedigree, and you know, it is in the crown shop for 2,440 crowns. It's also dropped by Dr. Kattenstein, if you guys remember. I just like the way this pet looks. Other than that, it's not too good. Other than those two things, he doesn't drop anything else too great. He drops, you know, a couple hats. He doesn't drop any wands. It's interesting, but anyway, so yeah, I talked to this other guy, and he notices that he's like, hey, you guys just exchanged your box. You have to move you over from the old service to the new one. So I was like, all right, maybe that is the problem. And so it took a really long time. You know, I was on the line for like 40 minutes, but he's like, all right, we moved you over to the new service line and everything. So I'm like, all right, great. So he's like, check your phone. I check my phone, and there's a dial tone. I'm like, oh great, this must be fixed. So after that, I go ahead and check our internet. You know, I go to speed test. I do a speed test, and our internet is still the same. It's still getting like 2 down, and you know, like 0.3 up, or you know, whatever, some ridiculous little amounts. And I tell him, and he's like, he's not sure anymore at this point. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna schedule a technician for you guys to come in. So yeah, he does that. He sees we already have an appointment, so he's like, all right, good. And he's like, if anything changes, go ahead and just call and cancel the appointment. I'm like, okay. So this morning, you know, around like 2 hours ago or 3, what's it called? You know, I'm just trying stuff out. I'm like, what could be the problem? And you know, out of nowhere, I just go online. I'm like, whatever, I guess we'll just wait for the appointment. I go on, and I notice my internet's working really fast. Like, oh my god, like it's incredibly insane. I do a speed test, and for some unknown reason, I am getting now 120 down and like 6 up. You know, 6 up I've always gotten, so that's my normal. But I'm getting 120 down and 6 up. I'm like, what the hell? You know, we didn't upgrade anything. We didn't change our plan. Nothing. So now I'm like, okay then. So I go ahead and I try the phone out. Oh, the problem with the phone was that it was getting a dial tone, but when you called somebody, again, they wouldn't hear you. So it was basically the same problem as the first time. So now I'm checking the phone, you know, I call some people, and, you know, everybody can hear me, you know, and I'm like, wow, this is fixed. You know, just by itself, no one touched anything at all. And it just magically fixed itself. So, and it's still like that right now, so, you know, there's no bad news so far. I'm gonna leave it for today. Hopefully it stays like this. If anything, I'll just cancel the appointment that we had scheduled for tomorrow. If hopefully this doesn't happen, but if things go sour again, I'll leave the appointment and they'll look at it. But yeah, right here I believe I take out the War Ani. Yes, we do.
You have found the Emperor's sword.
We don't get anything here. He does have a second chance chest. Obviously it's a Crown Street walkthrough. We're not going to be touching that. You want to go ahead though and get this book right behind him.
This book begins, according to legend, dragons once lived on Mushu. The tale begins with Emperor Ping, who formed the first empire using the power of a dragon. Since that time, the Mushu emperors have wielded dragon magic and have called themselves descendants of the dragon.
Alright, so now we do have to talk to Shijiro Gama in the village. Right here we're just checking to see if there's a Crimson Fields oyster, and there is not, so you don't need to worry about that. Again, I will have a separate video where I show off all the oysters. So right here what you want to do is just quit the game, press play, because that's going to take you back, so you won't have to walk all the way back to Shijiro Gama. This guy has a really cool mount, Storm Cloud. Seen it before, but it's pretty rare nonetheless. So right here, Shijiro Gama, let's let him know we defeated the Crimson Fields, and yep.
You have returned. What news from the front lines?
You have the sword. Because of you, my family and I have honored His Imperial Majesty. Perhaps you have also restored the honor of Warlord Katsumori. I must make one last request. Take the sword to the High Monk, Tan King, within the Jade Palace. It was your battle. You deserve the honor, Wizard.
Alright, so, yeah, also, for defeating War Ani, remember that quest Dworgen gave us to defeat the War Ani and collect, like a flask or whatever. So we did 2 quests in 1 there. Now let's go ahead and talk to a Tan Kang, and I believe I'll end off this video after this. So, yeah, let's let him know about the news.
His Imperial Majesty's sword. I should have trusted that you were the one fated to bring it back, but I was not certain until now.
Tan King, the High Monk of Mushu, listens gravely to your battlefield report.
What? You fought and defeated an Oni demon? With His Imperial Majesty in a weakened state, the Oni may well have possessed others beside Warlord Katsumori. This is most troubling. We can take nothing for granted. I felt assured that the healing waters of Mushu could cure His benevolent Majesty's mind. But now I worry. Our brothers currently care for these waters. Please visit Sun Hing at Shoshan Village and make sure the water runs pure.
Alright, so we talked to somebody in Shoshan Village. We got the Peacemaker badge. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.